Billy Joe Rubideoux, Chef's Knife Rebuilds. William Hovey Smith, 2017. I'm the owner of a new company, Hovey's Knives of China. Now we have a branch, Billy Joe Rubideoux, where we take found steels and we make useful kitchen cutlery out of them. And we also refurbish existing kitchen knives, as we are doing in this case.
I'm Hovey Smith, the backyard sportsman, and I'm also the owner of a new company, Hovey's Knives of China, where we take knives of ancient designs from China and other cultures and make modern cooking implements from them. Now we also have another line of activities called our Billy Joe Rubideoux line, where we take modern kitchen knives like here and we remake them so they're actually better than they were originally and are more likely to fit their individual users. No knife was ever designed that fit every use, every person, and every hand. So we custom make the knives. Now, this is a chef's knife. It's a typical chef's knife, available mass market. This one happens to be China. It has a serrated edge. Serrated edges are not really very useful. They're sexy and they sell, but chefs really want a straight edge. They don't want to destroy the fibers of the meat or whatever it is they cut with this serrated edge. The handle shape here is fine. It's a solid cast handle. In this case, we also have a solid cast handle, and we've already done some grinding on it, and we're going to generally reduce the size. For a smaller individual, this handle was originally about this size. Now, some knives are made with cast plastic handles. That's what this one had, and that is what this pile of stuff is right here. These are the grips that came off some of these knives. So we're going to replace that grip with some wooden grips. And this design allows us to do that very easily because we have two pins here. Okay, we have a lot of steel to work with. So yeah, this is an easy knife to work with. And incidentally, this happens to be under the Perfection trademark. Now we've already ground the edge on this knife. I just wanted to see how it did. And it does pretty good. On the grinder, it does edge, but then we have to take it and work it with a stone to actually get a good cutting edge on it. This knife was covered in sticky tape, supposedly to keep it safe from everybody. Bought this one for a Goodwill store. The handle is cast solid. This one is made in China, but with this abominable serrated edge that we're going to get rid of. And rework this edge and get all this gunk off the blade. This is our Henkel's blade, and we're going to see how successful we can be in working this solid polymer composition handle. It is obviously cast on an interior steel tang, and we may be able to work it and smooth it and actually reduce its size by low speed grinding on this machine. If we try it too hot, if we try it too fast, it'll just melt the plastic instead of grinding it. So we've got to work it very slow and see what happens. I think we'll be able to work it. it is actually grinding it off without melting it. We have made some progress here, and it is working, but it's still leaving a lot of feathers right here. But it's got it to a shape where we can now work by hand. Now we're going to work on this edge right here. We're going to remove this grind all the way by cutting a secondary edge on this side of the blade and remove all of this material up to the point. Well, Heinkel put good steel in their blade. This was a hard-edged finish, and we've now put a uniform bevel on it and stropped it, and it's giving a good, clean, sharp cutting edge all the way from tip to back. So this is going to be a very, very good blade. Well, we have finished with this blade here. And we have taken the grip and we have reduced it considerably in size. When we started, the grip was more like this. So we have worked on it some. Now we've also much improved the edge by taking those serrations out of it and putting a real keen edge. Now this is good steel, and this edge is very, very sharp indeed. So the blade is straight. So now this is a really effective chef's knife. So we're done with this in the Billy Joe Rubideoux fashion. You could put extra polish here on this grip, but we're not going to do that. That would take 2.5 hours and add $200 cost to the knife, so this knife is not worth that extra cost. As it is, this is a $150 knife. No. But you have a chef's knife that's good steel. Heinkel made the blade. I modified the grips. I redid the edge, and this thing is going to really do good work. Now, its brother here has similar problems and more. Well, one thing, the blade is bent. Well, so we're going to have to correct that. It's also covered with this sticky tape and a few occasional dog hairs. And we're going to have to get that tape off. It also has a serrated edge, which we're going to grind away. And we're going to leave this grip just like it is for a larger cook. So we'll offer our blades that'll actually fit various size people. This sticky adhesive to get off this blade, I'm cutting it with acetone and using this wire brush, and then very quickly wiping. It's taking several applications to get it off. So if you ever have to protect a blade, no, this is not the thing to do with it. I have the blade in the straightening block here, and we're going to see if we can take that bend out. We have to take it beyond the elastic limit, so even though the blade now is going okay, that's as straight as I can see. I believe we've done it. Alright, of the edges we've worked, this one has a softer steel. You can see the little feathers of metal standing up over the top of the edge. There's nothing we can do about the hardness here. There is one technique that we could use to bring up the hardness of an edge if we didn't have a handle on the blade. But since we do, there's not much we can do about it. So we're going to leave the handle. And if we heat treated the blade, well, that would raise the cost of the knife up, another $100 or so. So this blade is probably not worth that. These steel feathers on the end of the edge here are unusually pronounced on this. That means this steel is very, very soft indeed. They left it so to put the little sexy looking but ineffective serrations on both sides of the blade. But the steel, we start off our blades with Hovey's Knives of China at a hardness of about like this. Not wind up that way. We now have edges on two chef's knives, one of whose blades is significantly softer than the other. This has the softer blade. The Henkel up here at top is made out of a harder steel. Both are about the same thickness. Both now have equal straightness, now that I've straightened this one. And now that we have all the miscellaneous adhesive and gunk off this blade, it's actually ready to put in the kitchen and go to work. There is a possibility of actually re-hardening this blade. On this knife, the steel tang goes all the way back to about here. I can feel it being drawn to the magnet. Whereas on this knife, this English blade, of course the little tang didn't go hardly anywhere. So I could remove this grip, re-harden the entire blade, and re-grip it. And that would increase the knife, and that would increase the price of the knife from, say, $60 to $170 and better. So is it worth it? Don't know. Possible. Heat treating, this is an unknown stainless steel to me. If I heat treat it the same way I do my stainless steels, might and might not work as well. But I think the result would be better than it is now for sure. So that's a possibility. It looks like we might have another kitchen test coming up.
And indeed we will have a test between these 2 and 3 other chef's knives. Now our new company, Hovey's Knives of China, takes their inspiration from ancient designs from China and other cultures, and then we make modern cooking cutlery out of them. Now I am also the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, and we use our knives in making food, starting from actually securing the game we eat. My books include extreme muzzleloading, crossbow hunting, and practical bow fishing. Our Billy Joe Rubideoux line allows us to offer custom-built knives at a fraction of the cost of our original Hovey's Knives of China production. If you have knives that need refurbishing, well, yeah, we do that. $20 for resharpening, up to $175 for the complete treatment with blade and new scales. You may inquire below. For more information on my books, blogs, and more than 625 videos, you can go to my website, www.hoveysmith.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.